Welcome to another episode of Pursuing Wisdom. My name is Robert Davis, and today we will answer the question, did Jesus die on Good Friday? Contrary to popular belief, Jesus did not die on Good Friday. If he did, then it would be impossible for him to be in the grave 3 days. Simple math tells us something is wrong. The scriptures clearly state he rose on the first day of the week, which is Sunday. What causes confusion is the term Sabbath, which is the seventh day or Saturday. Before we get to that, we should establish Jesus was in the grave for 3 whole days, not part of the first, all of the second, and some of the last. Therefore, if Jesus is in the grave for 3 nights and he died Friday afternoon at approximately 3 p.m., even if they hurried and got him into the tomb by 5 p.m., it would look something like this. This scenario puts Jesus in the grave for only 1.5 days. If Christ died on Friday afternoon and Mary arrived at the gravesite early Sunday morning, which is the first day of the week, then Jesus was wrong about his own death. So did our Lord get it wrong? Obviously, we got it wrong. It is rare when all 4 Gospels attest to the same event, but on this point, they all declare Jesus was resurrected on or by Sunday morning when Mary Magdalene arrived. This means we need to find out when Jesus died and put aside our traditions and beliefs for just a moment. It is common knowledge that Jesus was crucified on the day before the Sabbath. However, what is not widely known is that there are certain Jewish holidays or holy days that are also called Sabbaths. These are considered high days in the Jewish faith. The Passover, and technically, is the Feast of Unleavened Bread, is one of these high days, and the scriptures tell us Christ was crucified as our Passover lamb. Therefore, we have 2 Sabbaths that we need to clearly delineate when we look at Jesus' death and resurrection. In the Jewish tradition, the day starts approximately at 6 p.m. and ends the next evening at the same time. Jesus was crucified at 9 a.m. and died at 3 p.m. The day after the Sabbath, the woman bought spices to anoint the body of Jesus. Since they were at the grave early in the morning, how could they buy spices? I doubt it was a 24-hour spice store in ancient Jerusalem. This means the Sabbath mentioned was the Passover, and there was a day in between where the woman could actually shop in the daytime and buy spices. With the aid of this chart, it becomes clear that Jesus died on a Wednesday, not a Friday. When the Bible states Jesus was crucified the day before the Sabbath, it is referring to the Passover, not the actual Sabbath. He rose from the grave after the actual Sabbath passed. We miss these things because we do not learn or understand Jewish traditions and customs. Do not rely on your preacher or religion for the truth, but follow the advice of Apostle Paul. Study to show thyself approved unto God, a workman that needeth not be ashamed, rightly dividing the word of truth. Why do we call it Good Friday when our Lord was killed or crucified? One explanation is that the word good originally meant holy in the Old English. So Good Friday could be synonymous with Holy Friday or God Friday. So what do we do with our newfound knowledge about Good Friday? I know people hate to break with traditions, especially if it might involve messing up their 3-day weekend. But it would be more proper to celebrate Good Wednesday. Don't be fooled or misled. Get real insight into the scriptures and the book of Revelation. Read the final message, Understanding the Book of Revelation. Thank you for watching, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And as always, be blessed.